Now, by the way, Tuesday and Thursday you put no warm up. You know, if they're blanks on Tuesday or Thursday, make sure you put no warm up, right? And then Wednesday we had quiz. So after this warm up, we're going to turn them in, right? So check it out. We are going to do a warm up based on the difficult method from yesterday, but it's a shorter one. Okay, so I'm going to remind you how to do this before I show you the new way. Okay, now off in the distance. It's not next week or anything, but the 21st we should potentially have a test. Okay. Yes. So the 20th of February, you do not have school again. You did for a second, but now you don't again. So you still have to come. Well, it's President's Day, but then they took it away because of our ice days, but then they gave it back because people complained. I don't know. So, yeah. Right. So do come next Monday, because next Monday is not the 20th, okay? But the Monday after that, no school. What? If you come on the 20th, there'll be locked doors. Okay. And you got to come and do your test on the 20th, okay? Okay. All right, so seriously though, let's do this. Where does the top polynomial go? Inside? Okay, on the inside, let's write that down. X squared minus 4x minus 12. And then the bottom denominator goes on the outside here to the left. That's called the divisor. Now, last time we learned 4 steps that you cycle through to divide. So everybody, let's focus. What was my first step? What do I do with these first terms? Divide them. This whole thing is dividing, and so you're going to divide the first term on the inside divided by the first term on the outside. So what is x squared divided by x? Now remember, when you have x squared and x to the 1, you subtract those powers. So 2 minus 1 gives you 1. So it's just x. Okay. Now, where do I put, after I divide them, where do I put that answer x? Where does it go? In the middle here. Not over here, but right here, because that's the match. X matches with x, so put it right up here. Okay. So far we're good, just like that. Now, step 2, so we've done the dividing, we wrote it. Step 2, what do we do? How do we get the stuff down here? Put it down. Put what down? What's the thing that we do? I can. I was wanting to know if anybody remembered. So here's what you do. Take that number that term you just wrote, x, times this divisor to get what goes underneath here. Okay? So what's x times x? X squared, right here. And then what's x times plus 2? 2x, okay? So first you divide, then you multiply. Now, there's a very important step here. Very important step. What can you not forget about these signs here? You're subtracting, so you have to change these signs, right? All right, so this positive x squared becomes a negative. All right, so minus here and minus here. I'm making it big and bold because I want to make sure it's covering up the plus sign underneath it. So everybody, x squared minus x squared is canceling out. Now what's negative 4x minus 2x? Negative 4 minus 2 is negative 6x. Bring down the next thing. We have officially done a cycle of what you have to do to solve these, okay? So can we do another cycle of this? So once again, first term divided by the first term. So negative 6x divided by x gives you what? close. So the x's cancel out, and it's -6. So we divided. We got -6. Where do I write the -6? Up top, above the -12. And then, remember, we have to multiply. So that -6 times x plus 2, right? -6 times x is what? No, -6 times x. What is it?
-6x.
-6x. Write it down. And then -6 times 2. What? -6 times 2. -12. Okay. Hey, -12. Now, before we have to switch those signs. So that -6 becomes a plus. That minus becomes a plus. What's -6x plus 6x? Those cancel out. They're opposites. Hey, so now that means there's no remainder. So what's my final answer? X minus 6. Now, could you write that on the warm-up? Or for your warm-up, just put your out, because we're about to tournament. Wait. Now, if that's not too hard, if you get it, that's great. But I'm going to show you a different way that might be a little easier today, but we got to be able to divide polynomials, okay? Make sure your name is on your warm-ups. Make sure your name's on your warm-ups. You pass them up. And you need to get out yesterday's notes, 7.4. Please have out yesterday's 7.4 notes locked in over here. So yesterday, we did stuff like this. Now, doesn't this look kind of crazy? Okay. It's like the warm-up, but this is more a longer problem, more terms. I would like to show you something new today that will make this easier. Would you like an easier, less complicated version of this? Hopefully. Okay. So here's the deal. On the back page, if you look at example 5, okay, I'm going to explain how to do it. It's already on your page, though, so you don't even need to write something down. You just need to look up here. Put that away. Put that away. See in your head. So, everybody, here's the deal. When you're doing these, again, you don't have to write it because it's already on your page. You would make a little this, like an L. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take this off to the side, and you're going to set it equal to 0. Okay. Because basically what you're doing, you're finding the root. So x minus 2 equals 0. If you were to solve this, how do you get rid of a minus 2? Plus 2, and you get 2. Okay. So this number is very important. You're going to write it right here. Okay. It's called the 0 of the divisor. Okay, so far everyone with me. You take the bottom term, the bottom expression, set it equal to 0, write it there. Okay. Now, here's your next steps. You need what are called the coefficients of the dividend. So up top, all these numbers in front need to go right here. Now I want you to notice. Do y'all see how we have an x to the third power? We have an x to the second power. We have an x, we have a minus 4. Okay. We have all the terms there. So here's the question. What number is in front of x to the third?
0.
No. If there's no number, there's a 1 here, right? And then right here we have, hey, -2. What do we have? 3, and we have -4, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to take all of those coefficients, 1, -2, 3, and -4, and write them right there, okay? So it's already on your page. I just want you to see where we got these numbers from. Okay, so these numbers are the coefficients, and here's the steps. Okay, everybody, say this with me. Okay, add vertically, and then multiply. That's it. Okay, so let's add vertically here. So you're gonna. Thank you for being the few. All right, so you bring 1 straight down, and you write 1. So again, this adds vertically, but over here you're going to multiply. What do we do? multiply. So 1 times 2 is 2. Okay. You don't have to write this down. You can just see what we're doing here. So 1 times 2 gives you this number 2. And then what do you do vertically? Add. Add vertically, multiply, add vertically, multiply, add vertically. Okay. So negative 2 plus 2 is 0. And then what do we do with these two numbers? Multiply. 2 times 0 is what? 0. So 2 times 0 gives me 0 over here. And then what do I do vertically? Add vertically. 3 plus 0 is what? 3. And then what do I do with these two numbers? No. Multiply. Multiply. 2 times 3 gives me 6. And then what do we do vertically? Add. Negative 4 plus 6 gives me 2. Okay. Now, just looking at it, doesn't that look a lot less complicated than the whole, like, I don't want to put it back on the board. This thing. This crazy talk. Okay. So, as long as you know the little rules, you add vertically, you multiply, okay, you'll be all right. Now, here's the question. How do I write my final answer? These 4 numbers are not the final answer. They're the coefficients of the final answer. So here's what I want you to notice. What power is the highest power up here? 3, right? So now this one, the highest power is going to be take away 1 squared. Okay? So this 1 is going to go in front of an x squared. Okay? This 0 is going to go in front of just an x. This 3 is a constant. And then the last number, if you have a last number, it's the remainder, and you're going to put that 2 over that denominator at the very top. Okay. Now, I know we haven't written anything. I'm just showing you what's already on example 1. So let's do example 5. Let's do example 6 together. Y'all ready? We're going to take that idea and do it together. So make sure you're focused over here. Here we go. Step 1. Ready? What do I do to get that very important number? I take, go ahead and draw this for me, please, that L looking thing. All right. And then what do I do with this thing? Well, I have to first set it equal to 0. Okay, so bring this over here. Do you need it? Oh. Oh. If you need the notes, they're over here. Now, x plus 3 equals 0. Does everyone see why I did that? I took the bottom, set it equal to 0. What do I do to solve this? Okay, get rid of the plus 3 by subtracting 3. Minus 3 on both sides. And what's 0 minus 3? Negative 3. Okay. So once you do that, that negative 3 is going to go right there. So go ahead and draw, put a negative 3 on the outside. Okay, is everyone clear on how to get that number? Apparently that means yes. Okay. Now, here's the deal. We look at our top over here. I have x to the 3rd power. Then I have a minus 11x. What's missing? I have a 3rd power and I have a 1 power. I'm missing the 2 power, the squared, right? Now, if you have a missing term, you have to write it as a 0. Okay. So I want you to notice when we write this. Do you see how we brought down x cubed? Missing squared is going to be 0x squared minus 11x plus 8. Okay, so I'm kind of writing that up above it because I need to figure out what are the coefficients. So what is the coefficient if there's no number right here? 1. Okay, 0 is 0. Nothing is 1. Okay, so this is going to be 1. This is going to be 0. Negative 11 and 8. Go ahead and write those down. Let me tell you, the most common error I see is people forgetting about that 0. Okay? you have to think, are there any missing terms? You have to put the missing terms. Okay? Now, if you can set this up, now you just got to do the trick. Add vertically, multiply. Add vertically, multiply. Add vertically, multiply. Cool. So let's go ahead and bring down the first one. Bring down 1, right? So again, draw that little arrow, bring down the 1, okay? And you want to write it like this. You got some room. So we brought it down vertically. What do I do with 1 and negative 3? Multiply. What's 1 times negative 3? Negative 3, put it right underneath that 0. And then what do I do vertically? Add. What's 0 plus negative 3? Negative 3. Yas. Now what do I do with the negative 3 here and the negative 3 over here? Multiply. What's negative 3 times negative 3? Negative or positive? Positive 9. Negative times a negative is a positive. What do I do vertically? Negative 11 plus 9? Straight up 2. Straight up negative 2, actually. All right. And then multiply negative 2 times negative 3. Straight up 6. Now what do I do vertically? Add them up. 8 plus 6. Nope. 14. Okay.
Close. 1738.
Now, once you have those 4 numbers, you can use those numbers to write the final answer. So the highest power was cubed, right?
Yeah.
So now this one's going to be for, take away 1,
1.
squared. Okay.
Yeah.
So 1 will go in front of x squared. Negative 3 is going to go in front of x, and negative 2 is going to be by itself. Okay. So again, if you have a cubic numerator, now you're going to have a quadratic answer. So 1 goes in front of x squared, minus 3 goes in front of x, minus 2 by itself. And please notice the remainder, 14, goes over this denominator x plus 3. Does everyone see how to get this fraction? Remainder on top, this on the bottom.
Same thing.
Yes. So you can do it the other way, or you can do it this way. This way it is a little cleaner and maybe a little easier. Ooh, I'm doing new stuff. If you can wait, that'd be great. All right, at least for the next one. All right, example 7. Ready? Here we go. Let's go ahead and do this one. I'm going to do this one by hand with y'all together. Y'all ready? So, first things first, bring this over here. Ooh. All right. 2x minus 3. Actually, I'm not going to write it. Bring it over here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on 1 second. This was the last problem. All right. So example 7, go ahead and draw that L. Hey, don't take the L, write the L. Then we're going to write this denominator off to the side equal to 0. Okay, we're on example 7. Okay. Now you'll notice this little equation is 2 steps. So what do I get rid of first here? The loner, which is minus 3 first. What's the opposite of minus 3? Plus 3. 0 plus 3 is 3. And how do I get rid of that 2? Divide by 2, and we get 3 over 2. Now, I know it's weird to have a fraction, but 3 over 2 is it. You could put 1.5, like a decimal, but 3 over 2. Now remember, that, even if it's a fraction, is going to go right here. So let's go ahead and write that down. You can still do this with a fraction. You just got to use your calculator possibly. What are my coefficients? What am I going to write up here? What do you think? 2? No, just 2. And then 5. negative 2, and negative 15. Okay.
Whoa.
There are no missing terms, right? We got x cubed, we got x squared, we got x, we got a constant. So let's go ahead and write these down. 2, 5, negative 2, negative 15. Very good. Now remember, first one, bring it straight down. Draw a little arrow. 2 goes down. What do I do with the 2 and the 3 over 2? Multiply. 2 times 3 over 2 is what? Now, you can use a calculator or mental math. You get 3. Okay. Then what do I do vertically with 5 and 3? Nope. Nope. Add them. 5 plus 3 is 8. Once again, what do I do with 8 to get the next number? Multiply by 3 over 2. 8 times 3 over 2 is 12. Don't take my word for it. You can use your calculator. But negative 2 and 12, what do I do there? Add them up. You do get 10. And then once again, 10 times 3 over 2 gives you 15. And then what do we do vertically again? Nope. You add them and you do get 0. So that means we have no remainder this time. So we don't have to write a weird fraction. Okay. Okay, so now that we have these 3 numbers, okay, 2, 8, and 10, the highest power was 3, so now this one's going to be for our power 2, x squared. Say what? No. When I think of power, I think of the degree up at the top. So that.
Oh, that's wow.
So the 10 is going to be constant, 8 is going to be linear, 2 is going to be quadratic. So 2 is for the x squared, 8 is for the x, 10 is by itself. So we get 2x squared plus 8x plus 10. No remainder means you don't have to put 0 over 2x minus 3. It's just, that's it. Okay, yes. Now, who thinks they got this like 100%? So you should. So could you do 8 on your own? And could you race me to get the answer and beat me?
Probably not.
Let's try it. Now I'm going to do this one by hand on the board just so you can see how I do it. But I'm going to do a little quicker here. So 3x plus 4 equals 0. Solve for x. Get rid of the loner. Minus 4 minus 4. So 3x equals negative 4. Divide by 3. X is negative 4 over 3. Bring down these coefficients. 21, 25, 5, negative 13. And there's no x's that are missing, so I don't have to put a 0. Bring it down. 21. What's 21 times negative 4 over 3? Negative 28, of course. Add those up. You get negative 3. Multiply times negative 4 over 3. What do you get? What? What? All right, that's not a question. So you multiply negative 3 times negative 4 over 3, you get positive 4, of course. Bring down 5 plus 4, you get 9. 9 times negative 4 over 3 gives you negative 12. And then you add those vertically and you get negative 25, of course. So now you get your final answer. It's 21x squared minus 3x plus 9 minus 25 over 3x plus 4. Remember. Now, wow. Now, I'm going to give you the assignment knowing you're not going to finish today. I'll give you the whole weekend and Monday in class to work on this. Okay? The whole weekend. I won't make you come in on Saturday and turn it in. I'm going to let you do it the whole weekend. especially on Sunday in the middle of the day when you got nothing else to do. Good, like you should. Now, good. Do it more often though. Now, I'm gonna hand it to you. Work on it. Monday we'll have. Hold on. Monday we'll have more time, and then we'll move on after that. Here we go.